Now I'm not going to work my way all the way through problem 7 here, or 1-041, but just show you how to solve this problem. And it asks you to rank these numbers that are given in different notations, right? Decimal places and arbitrary positions here, and they're all shown to be to a different exponent, a different power. The only way you're going to be able to rank this from smallest to largest, and this is going to be true if they ask you, or when you have to do a problem that uses significant digits, for example, to add up a bunch of numbers, you have to find out where the decimal point is to find out which is least precise. It's really going to be the same as what you're practicing in this problem. And there's no way to do that just by looking at the number. Well, you know, you can do it, but it's complicated and easy to make errors. So the way to do a problem like this is you just got to get them all in the same base. So what I'm going to suggest you do is move these all to their floating point or normal decimal expression. And so this first one, 0.51 times 10 to the 2. Now remember, when we move a decimal and when we make a number, we go from a number that's small or fraction to a larger number, it's a negative exponent. And in this case, we've got a small number, and we're going to make it bigger, and so we're going to make that more, okay, here's the way I want you to think about this, or I suggest that you think about it, that you just want to express this in normal notation. This is times 10 to the 2. That's the same thing as multiplying by 100. 0.51 multiplied by 100, we're going to move that decimal 2 places this way, and that becomes 51. Now, how do you want to think about that? Well, we're taking a small number, and we're making it bigger, right? But you want to think about this in the reverse direction. How did you get to that scientific notation? How did you get to times 10 to the minus 2? And in this case, when a big number becomes smaller, then the exponent is positive. So when a big number becomes smaller, the exponent is positive. So this was a bigger number because it's now smaller, and we move it 2 decimal places, in this case to the right. So this one, same thing here. This was a bigger number. It became smaller. It's now with the decimal right here. It was a bigger number. It became smaller. So we're going to move the decimal 4 places this direction. So we're going to add 4 zeros onto that one. That's where the decimal is. We move it over there. Because go the other way. So we start with this is our number. We move this 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that becomes 30 times 10 to the 4th, and that's what we have. So remember, we'll do the same from this one. This is a negative 2. So remember, a smaller number becomes bigger. That makes it negative. So this must be smaller. Negative 2 means we're going to move the decimal point to the left. So that's going to be, we're going to add the decimal, we're going to move it 1, 2 spots, right? So this becomes 0.00. That's our 2 places we move the decimal. 1, 2, and then there's still going to be a 7, 9 is what that is, right? So let's do this in the reverse direction. We take this number, we start with this number, 1, 2, and that's where the decimal is now, and that becomes minus 2. So down here, 4.5 times 10 to the 5th, remember, a large number became smaller to get that positive exponent. So this is going to have to become a larger number. We move the decimal 5 places, adding zeros. So we'll go 4, 5, we moved it 1, and now we're going to add 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because go backwards, there's our decimal now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's that number. So we moved the decimal 1 place and then add 4 zeros. Now down here, 532 times 10 to the 2, same thing. We've got to add 2 zeros onto that. That becomes 532, and then we have to add 2 zeros, and that's where our decimal goes. And then this one is going to be just 8.8. That's 8.8. And then this one's a negative, so that means it's going to become a smaller number when we're done. So we're going to move the decimal 4 places to the left. So if I start with 1.8, that means I go 1, add a 0, add a 0, add a 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this becomes 0.000, there's the decimal, 18. And then from ranking largest to smallest to largest, you can do that. So I'll leave that to you.